Hello again, everybody. Just pop back again to say hello. Give you a few tricks and tips as promised on how to manage your hair at home. We have now moved on a stage insofar as we are now in official lockdown. So because of that, I think it's the perfect time to educate you and update you with a few new products, different bits and pieces that might be of some use to you at this time. Today I'm going to start with blow drying, how to perfect the perfect blow dry at home. Now obviously it takes years of experience to get everything right, but just this might help you, and I'm only going to run through a few very common mistakes that I come across in the salon when people go to blow dry their own hair. People say to me, I can't get it straight, I can't get it curly, it's frizzy, it won't hold, I can never get it like you can get it, and I suppose that says it all. It is pretty obvious. But here's a few helpful tips that I hope will be of use to you. First thing I'm going to say to you is your blow dryer. Have a look at your blow dryer. Have you got the right blow dryer? If you haven't at this time, well, unfortunately, you're probably going to have to use what you do have at home at the moment. You're all familiar with this one. This is what we use. They've changed a lot over the years. They're now much more light and compact than they were. But the first thing for any blow dryer this goes for, the first thing you do with any hair dryer is check that it is clean. And what I mean by that is, most of them have a filter on the back. It screws off quite lightly, and in it has this little mesh, I don't know if you can see it, goes. Sometimes that can be full of lint. In fact, most people's is full of lint, as is the filter area here. It's almost like your tumble dryer, ladies. It needs to be cleaned. So for two reasons. One, the dryer will work far more effectively if that is lint free, and secondly, the life of the dryer will be extended because obviously it's not meant to be full of all that. So that's the first thing, ladies, clean your dryers. Second thing is always use your nozzle. The narrower the nozzle, the more control you have over the hair. And what I mean by that is it directs the air where it's supposed to. Straight away it eliminates frizz because it's not globally blowing it all over the place. You can actually control your dryer. Always hold the dryer, if at all possible, downwards against the hair if you're looking for a smoother look on the hair, because what happens there is the cuticle of the hair then lies flat because of the heat. It's not ruffled and it reflects shine. So again, for smoothness, always hold the dryer down, use your nozzle. The most basic thing that we come across when people are doing hair at home is, well, there's probably 3 or 4 things. One, using the right product, and I'll cover that in another video rather than going on too long here. 2, towel drying the hair. Pat the hair dry. Do not rub vigorously. Do not go around the house for a half an hour with the dryer on thinking your hair is drying. This encourages frizz. So take it out, white tooth comb, use a spray conditioner. Again, you're all familiar with our very favourite product in the salon. It's the Schwarzkopf Moisture Kick. Something similar, Revlon do Equave, also a very good product. Light misting, then comb it out. So again, you don't need lots and lots of it, but just a very light misting and then comb it out. That then gives the basis for, a good blow dry. Next thing you do then is small amount of product. Whatever product you're going to use, again, styling product, if you want to eliminate frizz, if you want to add volume, this is the time to put it in. So now you take it through the hair. If at all possible, leave it then for maybe 20-30 minutes to air dry. And what that does is it just means that you're not going to spend so much longer with the blow dryer trying to actually blow dry your hair. And even in the salon we find we blast dry quite a bit, and especially if the hair is straight, for instance, we blast dry probably 50% of the hair. This does 2 things. One, you're not directing the concentrated heat of a dryer onto the hair for too long, causing damage. If the hair is coarse or curly, it has to be done in such a way that we don't encourage frizz. But again, that's depending on what product also is in the hair. But again, do not dry your hair from dripping wet. Your arms will ache, you will get fed up, and also the sections of hair that you do dry, you are damaging. Next tip that we have for you is use the correct brush, right? The bigger the brush, the faster the hair will dry. That's a well-known, that's something that's very well known in our industry. But if you're trying to use to add volume or to get some kind of a kick on the end or a bit of bounce or whatever, well then obviously the longer the hair, you can use a long brush, but or a bigger brush. But on very small hair, bring the brush size down to suit the length of the hair. So if you're looking for volume, the smaller the brush, the shorter the hair. The bigger the brush, for longer hair. Most brushes nowadays, and again you will have seen them used in the salon, they have, you know, they have the metal or the ceramic core. They do help to dry faster, but remember they do heat up, and because of that, if they're used incorrectly or the dryer's on them for too long, it can cause damage. So be careful on that one, ladies. If your hair is very coarse sometimes and curly, you're better off with the bristle or a boar bristle. It does work better. One of the new innovations that I like here now at home, that these are my ones for at home, is that you now have these brushes where you can click on and off the handle, and they come in a set of 6. Ask me about those if you're interested in getting them. It's what I use at home. We don't use them in the salon because I don't know how tough they are for, you know, salon use, but they are certainly handy at home. So it's just one of the new innovations. The other thing is, leave the, you know, when you take a section, for instance, and you take your section, then leave the brush in the hair. Clamp it if so wishes, and then you can move on, click on the next brush and leave this one set. The same can be said for the cold shot on a dryer, and this is another thing that a lot of people have on dryers that they never ever use. Most dryers have a button here, right, which now actually, you know, you just press it and cold air comes from the dryer. And what that does is, when the hair is done, make sure your hair is cold before you start brushing it out. So, you know, that's why you often see us in the salon where, especially with curly blow dries, we actually let the brush in the hair. And the whole idea of that is that it works almost like a roller. So because of that, it holds, and your blow dry holds. So it just gives it that little bit of extra finish, and again, you know, it eliminates frizz. So that's all very important. For those of you with curly hair, your diffuser. And you all know what this is. Again, slip it on, low heat, low speed, and it gives a much more natural look. Again, using the right product is paramount. The one other mistake that I find that I get quite a bit in the salon, listening to people again, is they start in the wrong place blow drying their hair. Now, you say again, explain. Well, basically what they're doing is they're starting at the back of their hair. First of all, always start at the front, especially where fringes are concerned, where the hair is finer. 2 or 3 reasons again for this. One of them being that if you start at the front, the hair normally is more fragile, it's normally lighter, it's normally finer, it dries quicker, so you have more control of it. It's not dry and frizzy by the time you actually get around from the back to the front. Also, most people want to perfect the bit that they see, so again, to have it looking right from the face, utmost important. Always use a section clip. Anybody unsure of blow drying, this is your best friend. So again, what you do, you know yourself, take a section, clip it up. Now you're only going to work on this section. The one other thing that I find people do all the time is wrong is blow drying. A lot of people start with the dryer, starting here and working their way back to the root. So in actual fact, you're far better off to start in at the root, because if you start in at the root, you're now given lift, and then you work your way down the hair. So again, that's very important. And section clip, that's your best friend. When it's all over, if you want to put a little bit of serum or whatever else, something similar, about that much, very, very little. Rub it well through the hand, hold the hair down, and again, just ever so gently scrunch it into the hair. You can see how it just eliminates frizz. Now mine isn't the best this morning, obviously, I'm like everybody too, just working from home with it. But anyway, you can see again the way it's just giving the curl, giving the bounce, and very easy. And then of course, if you need to be, again, and I'm not doing a hard sell on products, but again, you're also familiar, our best friend. Very light mist globally over the hair, right? If you want to, you can actually go down, shake it back for volume, and that's it, ladies. Not much more I can tell you. I'll be back again, make another video in the next couple of days again. Probably going to talk about loads of different little things, update you on colour, how to use maybe a wand properly, what treatment is right for your hair. Again, nowhere along the line are we actually, you know, encouraging you to go and buy these products. This is just to be helpful, and most of you have them anyway. So until next time, ladies, stay safe.